Ghanatube so for open some ahudo etia now odi weni action yes the latest the happenings the shocks the happy ones and all that was for ninina Ghanatube so and I was ebeka etem personal yem waste time bibia no was for dimechi na nia ewo on yem kungotie embra.
Let me bring in lawyer Addo on this particular issue, especially because of the position and verdict that the special prosecutor has taken. This is a wanted man. He is a fugitive of justice. And Samidako has explained why they come to this conclusion. Counsel.
You see, my point really is, what exactly is the issue? Is it the issue that Mr. Ken Oforiatta is under an investigation? Is that a problem? Or the declaration that he's a fugitive or wanted? Which one is the problem?
It's like the declaration.
I mean, like, seriously? What exactly? I mean, once you were interviewing my learned friend Sammy, I'm here asking, what exactly is the problem? That Mr. Ken Oforiatta is above being declared wanted, or Mr. Ken Oforiatta is above being investigated? What is it? Look, I am telling you, a former president of the Republic, in the person of John Dramani Mahama, Nana Addo Akufo-Addo specifically wrote to the then special prosecutor Martin Amidu to investigate him. Who is Ken Oforiatta? Please, who is he? In the overall scheme of affairs, if a former president of the Republic can be investigated on the basis of a petition by Nana Addo Akufo-Addo himself, I never saw this. I never saw President Kufuor ask Jerry Rawlings to be investigated. I never saw it. I never saw former President Mills, may he so rest in peace, ask that President Kufuor be investigated for whatever. I saw Nana Addo Akufo-Addo ask his head of communication, Eugene Ahi, to write directly to the special prosecutor there to investigate Mahama and his family. So who the hell is Ken Oforiatta in the case? No, please. You see, this morning I've been asking myself, what exactly are the issues? Hold on.
Counsel.
Mr. Kisie Jabe has not said Ken Oforiatta is guilty. I've not heard that. In fact, he had indicated correspondences between him and his lawyers. The only point of disagreement is whether or not he should recover fully relative to whatever medical treatment he's going through abroad before he can honor the invitation of the special prosecutor without more. For me, that is the only point of disagreement. I am telling you that the special prosecutor went to John Mahama and took statement from him. It happened in this Ghana. Nobody raised any issue. So what exactly are the conversation about? What exactly are the issues? I want to know. Please keep me up to speed, because I listened to the special prosecutor. He never said Ken is guilty. He said, I want to investigate. If their basis prosecute, I'll proceed from there. If they are not, I'll drop the charges. Why? Were we not in this country that the special prosecutor took a Pontius Pilate approach in the Cecilia Dapa matter and said they should go back to the Yoko? So it has not always been the case that the investigations conducted by the special prosecutor have resulted in a prosecution. So what exactly is the complaint? I want to know this morning. And so whilst you were interviewing my friend Samidako, and he started answering the question, I said, look, so what is the point? If a whole former president could be investigated by a special prosecutor appointed by President Akufo-Addo, how come a former finance minister not be? I mean, where from this? We have had a former finance minister in this republic go to prison. We have had a former deputy finance minister go to prison. We have had a former deputy finance minister prosecuted. I was counsel for the respected, the Honorable Addo Forson, doctor. Do you know what we went through? Look, Addo Forson criminal investigation and subsequent was instigated by Ken Ofori-Atta.
Was instigated by
him. Please, look, you see.
It's on the tape.
Look, you see, look, let people not take our seeming silence to mean that we don't know what happened. I was involved. With my senior, we took Addo Forson to Yoko. In fact, the first day we got to Yoko, by the time we met the deputy director of Yoko, Nanentwi, it was obvious that it was, excuse my language, a foolish case. Yes. Look, Nanentwi, after he listened to Addo Forson, said, look, go home with the statement. You go and write it and bring it back. He said, go home, take the police statement form, go home, write it and bring it back. I return it. From November 2017, listen carefully.
Yeah.
November 2017, we never heard anything from the police or Yoko. The current deputy the current executive director of Yoko, Mr. Bashiru, they saw the things that happened. Look, on the 17th of November 2021, the budget was read with e-levy in it. The then ranking finance, the Honorable Addo Forson, raised issues about the fact that their side was not going to allow for the imposition of e-levy. That was 17th, 19th December when the budget was read. On the 25th of November 2021, I was there when now Speaker sent a letter that Yoko is looking for Addo Forson. Immediately, 5 days after the budget, either 5 or 6 days after the budget was read, and Addo Forson had raised issues about the e-levy. Immediately, they invited him. Look, you see, some of that, look, when I took the Honorable, in fact, so Speaker asked us to come to his conference room. I went there with the Honorable Addo Forson. An investigation that was done for 4 years basically gathered dust from nowhere. They said we should come. When we went there, the investigators came, myself and him. When we went through everything, the investigators simply just said, okay, you will call you back. Immediately they called me. That they have just been called by the Attorney General's office that they should take his charge statement because December 22nd, they want to take him to court. Do you know what people have survived in this country? What the hell are we talking about? Look, people have gone through hell under Akufo-Addo and his family members. The manner in which they weaponize investigation and criminal prosecution, never again should we. In fact, they should be lucky that they have a forward-looking president like John Mahama as the president of this republic.
They should be lucky.
Yes. That is a man who appreciates the requirement of due process. If you've committed an offense, so be it. But to use the institutions of state to intimidate his political opponent, John Mahama, with his experience with governance, had gone beyond that. They should be lucky that you have just been invited. Look, and this morning I'm hearing. So the special prosecutor is supposed to know that on January 2nd, Ken Ofori-Atta is traveling. So he can stop him at the airport. How is he supposed to do that? Clairvoyance? How is he supposed to do that? But I'm saying that every citizen of this country has the benefit of due process requirement. That extends to Mr. Ken Ofori-Atta and any other person. So we wake up and the impression is being created that Mr. Ken Ofori-Atta is a special breed. So he should be treated differently. Look, me, one morning I woke up, I had a call from the then former AG, Marietta. Edwiji, where are you? I said, I'm preparing to work. Rush to Dr. Ene's house. When I got to the house, armed police officers surrounded his house. Why? He wrote the legal opinion in the Ameri transaction. What the hell? So if you wrote an opinion and you want him, just a phone call, courtesy. Mamiti Wado Dankwa. She was then the CID boss with Regina Tengi or something. The manner in which was like a Gestapo.
Well, he just took us through that experience.
Dr. Kwabna hold on. Dr. Kwabna Donko.
Yeah.
My own sector minister, John Jinapo, with a 6-year-old child at home, traumatized. Do you have an idea what we've gone through? Why? Jinapo was in this country. If you are investigating me in Ameri or whatever, all you do is a simple courtesy. Deputy Minister, we are investigating this matter. We need you to assist us, either with a statement or something. The Honorable Jinapo is law-abiding. He would have done that. But they decided to come to his house with armed police officers. I see most of the police officers every day. I see
those who came to the house.
Wow.
I see them every day. They say, oh, Chief, we were just doing our work. I said, no problem. You just have to... Look, to the point that the Honorable Dr. Hine, his phone, MacBook, everything was taken. And taken to Crow. So Crow took it to London.
The Cole and
Took his
Associates?
password. Yes. After God knows what investigation, they found nothing. So they called me that I should come back for the phone. My own client, in fact, was equally to the point that they even went to the mother's house. Went through ceilings. What were they doing?
Which client are you talking about? In a private case?
To the point, on this same investigation, when the MPP came to power, do you know why? They saw the name of Hawa Mahama in the company document and felt that it was John Mahama's sister. What they didn't know was that this, my client's mother, also bears the same name. So when we go to the CID, and I met the investigators, that Chief, what's the issue? They said, we have already gone and done recce at the residence of Madam Hawa Mahama. So I asked them, which Hawa? Then they said, oh, she resides around, they gave the place. I said, no. The persons whose names appear here, it's not that person. This is a retired nurse. At that time, even hot water had poured on this retired nurse.
Okay.
So we went to the woman's house. What saved the situation was that she had the old passports. That's what saved the situation. And they saw it. I took her there and offered a statement voluntarily. What has happened to Ken? What has happened to Ken? Has anybody touched him? Has anybody done anything to him? No. So what exactly is intimating there? And I heard Afenyomake, what is he talking about? What is Afenyomake saying? Oh, I mean, is it the case that we have
he is down-spirited?
Listen.
He is down-spirited, traumatized.
Down-spirited how? You are in America.
What had happened?
Listen, you are in America. An event happened in Accra, and you are down what? So he's strong enough to even communicate to Afenyomake. Seriously? I say Ken Oforiatta instigated the prosecution and investigation of Addo for sin.
And it's on the Jakpa tape.
Go and read the Jakpa tape. And what they had planned to do to Addo for sin. Look, do you know what we've survived under Akufo-Addo?
I feel your pain. Yeah,
and you see, I kept saying, and those days, whenever we went to court, I kept telling the prosecutor that, look, you see, be careful what you are doing. I know Addo for sin. As my client and as a senior brother, what he does and what he means for this country, he means well. But you have a situation where a government conspired that at all costs they were going to convict him to prove a point. To the extent, look at the extraordinary strength or extent that the then Attorney General Godfrey Adame could go just to get conviction. As we speak now, where from all the drama Wait from it. I am telling you, and I'll conclude on this. If Akufo-Addo can have the courage to call for the investigation of his predecessor, has John Mahama done so? So far, what are John Mahama's input in these matters? He said, look, let the due process of the law. If anybody is found to have done anything, let the law take its course.
Okay.
Beyond that, what has he done? Compared to the conduct of Akufo-Addo. Look, and then I'll conclude on this. Akufo-Addo simply just wanted John Mahama to be placed on an investigation for politics. Without more. He knew at all material time. But just for the politics. So MPP communicators can now go on TV and radio to say, oh, John Mahama can here investigating. That is all that they
one
wanted.
of the cases that...
We've gone through all these things. We are quietly watching you people. And instead of thanking your God, you want to gaslight us.
One of the cases that the...
I was a woman, I was a pass and would image the cotier and send a buy. Now the comment in the Kimi, our comment section. I met prayer. I can Nina Eddie Amo. I had a Ghanatube for the story as usual. I was here for my crown.